Namaste. Hello everyone, my name is Mi. In this video of today, we will continue the series of full body flexibility, and I will guide you through a yoga flow to stretch your hip flexor group, and in which the biggest one and the most important one is the psoas muscle. As we sit a lot during our day, the psoas muscle tends to be short in most people, and is the only muscle that connects your spine to your lower body. I think it's very important to keep it healthy, strong and flexible at the same time. To do the class today, let's prepare a block, and if your knees are sensitive, let's prepare a blanket or a pillow for your knees when you put your knees down on the ground. Let's start the class standing on the front of your mat in the mountain pose. So prepare your feet parallel to each other and stand up straight in a neutral spine position. You can keep your hands holding in front of your heart, or one hand touching your chest and the other hand touching your belly. Close your eyes, and we start the class with 5 long breaths. Inhale. Feel how your lungs filling up with air. And exhale. Long. Bring all the air out through your nose. Inhale. Feel your lungs and your chest and your belly expanding. And exhale. Flatten your body without collapsing your spine. Still stand up straight. And 3 more breaths. Remain calm on your face and bring your attention into your body. And eventually, after 5 breaths, you can bring your arms along your body. Slowly open your eyes. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, bring your arms along your body. Now stand only on your left leg and bring your right leg up. Let's do a dancer pose, but at first I want you to keep your thighs next to each other and knees next to each other. Use your right hand to hold into your right ankle and squeeze your right heel toward your own buttock. This is a very common stretch in fitness. And what we do here is we try to make your belly short, so take away the back bend from this pose and maintain a neutral spine. When there's no stretch on your belly muscles, the stretch will go into your thigh muscles and into the hip flexor group. Stay here. Try to keep your upper body in a straight back position. Shorten your belly. And see if you can bring your knee back. And the more you can do that, with your spine in this fixed position, the more stretch you will feel. Stay for about 5 breaths. And if your balance is not so good, you can hold your hand on the wall or on a chair to keep you balanced. After 5 breaths, just lean yourself forward a bit and still keep your belly short and kick your leg back. You should feel the stretch go all the way to your thigh and your hips and not so much on your belly. Hold your hand into your low back and make sure you always lengthen your low back. Inhale, move your chest forward. And exhale, kick your leg back. And then you can get out of this pose, release your hand and step a long step back. Bring your hands down to the floor and bring your back knee down to the floor. And if you have sensitive knee here, you can have a pillow underneath your knee. Let's use a block we just prepared and hold it on your right side. At first, hold your hand on your thigh. Inhale, lift your chest and your belly away from your thigh. And exhale, bring your hips toward the floor. So it's stretching you on the front of your hips. We do one more thing. Keep your hip this low, but shorten your belly muscles so that all the stretch go to your hips. Stay here for 3 breaths. Every time you exhale is a chance to bring your hips toward the ground and go deeper into the stretch. And after the next breath, inhale, arms over your head. Reach your hands behind you, lift your chest up. And exhale, bring your right hand to the block we put on your right side. Let's move the block further to the right side. And bring your left arm over your head. Now let's bring your arm into circles. Finish 1 circle, 2 circle, and then 3 circle. And then reverse the circling movement for 3 rounds. 1, 2, and 3. Bring the blocks in front of you. Bring your hands next to your front leg. Move your hips back into half split and forward into low lunge. And do this for 3 times. And then stay still in low lunge again. Now move the block onto your left side and do kind of the same. Bring your right arm over your head. Now you should feel it stretching very much onto your right side. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, bring your right arm into a circle for 1, 2. Try to make the circle really big. And 3. And after this, reverse the circle. So hand to the front. 1, 2, and 3. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Put your block out of your way for now. Let's bring your front knee next to the back knee. Inhale, arcing through your spine. And see if you can move your whole shoulders forward and place your chest and your chin down to the floor into a knee, chest and chin. Arms squeezing to your side. As you inhale, roll yourself up into a cobra pose. Press your hips down to the floor and press all the toenails, including your pinky toenails, down to the ground. Inhale, raise your chest up. And exhale, squeeze your belly in. Then slowly lay down to the floor. Bring your knees a bit closer, raise your hips up, and then glide yourself into a child's pose. Inhale, lengthen through your arms and your body sides. And exhale, tuck your toes and go all the way to down dog. Let's walk your heels on and off the floor in down dog. And then as you inhale, bring your right leg up. Open your whole hips to the right side and bend your right knee. Now your right toes are pointing down to the floor on your left side. Stay here and feel the stretch happening on the front of your right leg. And after 1 more breath, you can step your right foot outside of your right hand. Now your shin bones should be parallel to your own arms and they're next to each other. Inhale, bring your hips down really low. Raise your chest up without touching your knee on the floor. So actively bring your knee up from the floor and feel the stretch happening at the front of your left leg. Stay here for 3 breaths. Your hips want to go down, but your back knee wants to go up. And after this, you can hold the floor with your fingertips or you can hold the block. We will move 3 times between this pose, lizard pose, and exhale, go to pyramid pose. Inhale, lizard pose, and exhale, pyramid pose. One more time, inhale, lizard pose. Exhale, pyramid pose. Now let's bring your hands back down to the floor and keep the block out of your way. Step your front foot between your hands and then bring your back leg off the floor. As you inhale, standing split. Bend your knee and turn your whole hips up toward the sky. For 1 more breath, try to lift your knee up even higher. And then step your foot down parallel to the other foot. Inhale for halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Stand up completely. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, mountain pose, hands in front of your heart or arms along your body. Take 3 breaths here. And then we continue. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. And exhale, let's hold your hands behind you on your sacrum. You can point your fingers down, or maybe you can point your fingers up. But in both cases, squeeze your elbows with each other. Push your hips slightly forward. Lift your chest up into a back bend, standing pose. Inhale, always bring your heart up higher from your hips. And exhale, maybe you can go slightly lower with your arms squeezing toward each other. Slowly get out of here. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hold your hands next to your hips and stand only on your right leg. Bring your left leg up and hold your left hand into your left ankle. Shorten your belly, take the back bend away from your pose. Keep your thighs next to each other. As you shorten your belly, bring your thigh back, and you should feel the stretch very intense on your thigh. The other hand, you can hold your own hips, or you can bring it in front of you to catch the whirl, to keep yourself balanced, and stay here for 5 breaths. And after 5 breaths, let's make it more like a dancer pose by kicking the leg back even more while you shorten your belly as much as you can. You can lean yourself a bit forward and use your own hand to make sure that your low back is not being too strained, being too far, too extended. Okay, and then slowly get out of here. Step your foot back a long step, hold your hands on the floor and go to a low lunge pose. Move your feet forward and backward. Sink your hips down, raise yourself up. Prepare the block with you on your left side. Inhale, push your hands into your thigh to bring yourself away from your own thigh. And then shorten your belly, especially every time you exhale, squeeze your belly in. 3 breaths here. Allow your hips to sink down toward the floor to open up the hip flexor and the front of your hips even more. And then inhale, give yourself a big stretch. Lift your chest up, reaching your hands behind. And exhale, bring your left hand down on your left side. You can move the block slightly to the side as your legs still remain the same. And then we do 3 times the circling movement with your top arm. Try to move the circle very big. And after the 3rd time, let's reverse the circling movement. Always keep your hips low as your body can do for now. And then after the 3rd time here, let's bring your hands and the block in front of you. Move back, take the stretch away from your back leg and move forward. One more time here. Go back to low lunge. Keep your hips low and bring the block toward your right side. Bring your left arm over your head. You should feel stretching very much on your left hip. And then we do the big circle movement here too. 1, 2, don't forget your breath. And 3. And then the other direction. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's bring the block to your side, hands down to the floor, move your hips back and bring your front knee next to your back knee. Inhale, cow pose, arcing through your spine. Move your whole shoulders forward and place your chest and your chin down to the ground into knee, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra pose. Place your whole legs down to the floor, including the tiny pinky toes, nails, and inhale, chest up high. As you exhale, lay down, bring your hips up and glide yourself into a child's pose. One breath, inhale, lengthen through your hips to your hands. And exhale, tuck your toes and go all the way into down dog. Wipe your heels on and off the floor a few times in down dog. And then inhale, bring your left leg up to the sky, turn your whole hips toward the left side and bend your knee. Feel how your left toes want to touch the ground on your right and the knees. The left knee is raising up really high. And then you step your left foot outside of your left hand. Sink your hips down low and raise your back knee off the floor. So don't drop your back knee on the floor into this active lizard pose. Stay here for 3 breaths. Hips go down, but back knee go up. And then you can bring the block, or you can hold your fingertips on the floor and move to pyramid pose as you exhale and inhale back to lizard pose. One more time. Now let's bring your front foot to between your hands and do standing split. Bring your head down and kick your right leg up. As your right leg goes up, open your whole hips toward the right side and bend your knee. Raise your knee up toward the sky. Feel the stretch happening at the front of your right thigh. And then slowly bring your foot down parallel to the other foot. Inhale for halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Stand up, bring your arms over your head. Inhale. And exhale, hands in front of your heart or along your body for mountain pose. Stay here for about 5 breaths. And then we're going to do these, but a bit quicker. So bring your right hand to hold your right ankle. Left arm over your head. Inhale, kick your leg up and back. And exhale, start leaning forward. If it's hard to keep balance, you can hold the wall or a chair in front of you. Inhale, kick your leg up even higher to really feel that stretch on your leg. And exhale, hands down to the floor, step along, step back for low lunge. Hold the block with you on your left side. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. Exhale, sink your hips down, hold your left hand on the block and side bend. Stay here for 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen through your body. And exhale, keep reaching your hand more toward the side and feel that big stretch on your right side. Slowly come back, bring your hand down to the floor. Move your hips back. Inhale, halfway up, point your toes toward your face. And exhale, forward bend. Bring your hands down to the ground, bring your knees toward each other. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, bring your chest and chin down. Inhale, cobra pose. Whole legs, whole hips down on the ground. And exhale, go back to the floor, glide yourself into a child's pose. Inhale, hips go up toward the sky. And exhale, long breath here. Bring your right leg up. Inhale, open your hips toward the right side. And exhale, step your right foot toward your right hand, outside of your right hand. Point your toes out and bring the whole back knee down to the floor. And now your front leg is pointing out diagonally. Keep your left hand on the floor. Bring your right hand up. Inhale. And as you exhale, keep reaching your right hand back. And here you can even bend your back knee. Maybe you can hold your hand into your ankle. If you're holding it like this, press your heel closer toward your buttock. And at the same time, encourage your hips to go down toward the floor. It's a very deep stretch here. Stay for 3 more breaths. And after this, slowly release your leg. Bring your hand down to the ground. Raise your back leg off the floor and push your hips back into a pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Now bring your front foot between your hands and kick your back leg off the floor for a standing split. Bend the left knee and point it straight up to the sky. Open the whole hips to the left side. Then put the foot down to the ground. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Stand up. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, mountain pose with your hands in front of your heart or arms along your body. 3 breaths here, and then we continue with the other side. Inhale, arms over your head. And exhale again, hold your hands with your fingers pointing down or pointing up. The back bend in standing position, squeeze your arms toward each other, push your hips forward, look slightly up. Take a deep inhale and exhale, squeeze your belly in. Extend your hips even more. Slowly get out of here, inhale, arms over your head. And then stand only on your right leg, bring your left leg up, dancer pose. Start with your thighs next to each other and only kick your leg back without opening it to the side. Lean yourself forward. Focus to keep balance. Inhale, kick the leg more into your own hand. And exhale, squeeze your belly up. Only 1 more breath. And then you can let go of the back leg, step it back a long step, bring your hand down to the floor and hold the block onto your right side. The low lunge, Anjali Asana, is a stretch. So maybe your hips can go lower toward the floor than the previous time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, right hand to the block on your right side, left hand over your head. 1 breath here, keep reaching your left hand toward the right side and keep pushing your hips down toward the floor. And then bring both hands down to the ground and go into a half split. So bring your heel down, point your toes up toward your face. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Bring your front knee next to your back knee, hands on the ground. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, chest and chin on the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. The whole legs pressing down to the ground. And exhale, lay back down. Keep your knees on the floor and then slide yourself into a child's pose. Inhale, raise your hips up high for down dog. And exhale, long through your nose. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Open your whole hips toward the left side. And exhale, step your left foot outside of your left hand. Bring your back knee down. Find a position for your hips to be the lowest that you can do for now. And point your left toes out. So the whole left thigh bone is pointing out diagonally. You can hold your right hand on the floor and bring your left hand up to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, twist yourself so that your left hand is reaching toward your back leg. And here you can bend your knee and hold your hand at your ankle. 3 breaths here. It's a very thick muscle group on the front part of your thigh. We are stretching it out now. If you can find any chance to bring your hips lower toward the floor, please do that. And maybe bring your heel a bit closer toward your hips. Only 1 more breath here for us to feel this stretchy sensation. And then you can slowly get out of this pose. Bring your hands down. Point the front foot forward. Bring your back knee up and straighten your leg into pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Step your front foot between your hands. Kick your back leg off the floor. Standing split. Bend the top knee. Raise it up to the sky, turn your whole hips toward the right side. And then bring the foot down to the floor. Inhale for halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Stand up, bring your arms over your head, inhale. And exhale, hands in front of your heart and arms along your body for mountain pose. Stay here. Cool down within your body. And then slowly open your eyes. Let's bring your hands down toward the floor and bring your knees down toward the floor. We're going to touch your toes together and open your thigh bone out like this. Bring your hands behind you, put them on the floor, and then raise your hips up. As you are here, we are in a back bend, but tuck your belly down. Lift your hips up high so that we stretch into the hips and thigh muscles and not into the belly muscles. You can look toward the sky or you can let go of your head. But have full control of what's happening in your lower body because we're trying to stretch the hip flexor here. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale, you can bring your hips down to the floor. Now maybe see if you can bring your elbows down to the floor. So maybe I will move to the front of the mat. And maybe you can lay yourself on the ground. Then choose your position. Make sure you don't feel like a torture here. And just stay here for the next 3 to 5 breaths. It will be a back bend on your back, and it will be stretchy on the front of your thighs. After this, to get out of here, you're going to bring your elbows down to the floor, lift your head up, and then lift your whole body up. Go to a table pose. Do a few cat and cow rounds. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. You can even move your chest into a circle. Just make any movement that make you feel good on your own spine. And then you can sit down toward your mat. And we are done with the flow for today. I hope it helped you in stretching your hip flexor. And if you do feel tight, then it's a sign that you should stretch your hip flexors more. So don't forget to subscribe me to get more yoga classes like this. And I thank you for doing this class with me. I will see you in the next class then. Have a nice day. Namaste.